This video is not gonna be like any of my other videos, and that's because recently I was going through the Roblox recommended tab, just because I was bored and stuff, when I realized a lot of my recommended was full of Baldi games. And I honestly don't know why. I mean, I do know why they are there, because I played a game called Baldi Frenzy, but I want to know why there are so many of these games in general. Why are so many people making these Baldi games on Roblox? And it's not like these are content farms or something. Most of these have a crazy amount of effort in them. I'm honestly so confused on where this started, because it's not like I was seeing this stuff when Baldi's Basics came out. So what happened? That's kind of what I hope to find out in this video. As you can probably guess by the timestamps, I'm going to be going through some of these Baldi games in the hopes that we can maybe find out why this tall, bald man is so popular. Sorry, who knows? Maybe one of these games will spark your Baldi interest. In that case, all the games that I play will be linked in the description for you to try out yourself. I'm only going to be talking about Baldi related games that are purely based around Baldi, so I'm going to be missing out on some Baldi appearances. I could probably make a video just talking about Baldi's cameos, because he appears in a lot of things, but I'm just going to be focusing on the games that are just Baldi's Basics. I'm not going to be covering every Baldi game, of course. Some are just not that interesting to me, or they're incredibly outdated when it comes to their humor. So if I miss out on a banger that you really enjoy, feel free to comment it so I could play it on my own time. But enough stalling, I'm skipping the rest of the intro just so I could talk about Baldi.
God, he's so angry.
I'm not in the halls! I was in the cafeteria. Starting out with probably the most basic Baldi game on Roblox, Baldi Classic is pretty much just Baldi's Basics, but on Roblox. I know Roblox is infamous for having an incomprehensible amount of soulless copies of pre-established games. However, Baldi Classic is a free game on Steam anyways, so there being a lesser version on Roblox for the same price is kind of fair game. The reason why it's free on Steam is because the creator just wants his creation to be out there, so it being on Roblox just makes it even more accessible than it already is. Also, speaking of Steam, this game is really pretending like it is on Steam, because you can actually get fake Steam achievements in this game, which is kinda peak. If this game was more evil, then it would take stuff from Baldi's Basics Plus, which you probably already know is the true paid Baldi experience. I really can't talk about this game much. I mean, it's Baldi's Basics, it has all the stuff that you think it has. I haven't played Baldi's Basics in a while, but I'm pretty sure it had these bonus modes, right? I do know that the actual Baldi's Basics for sure does not have multiplayer, which this Roblox game does. It's even got its own fun hub for gathering your friends to play. It's kind of jarring seeing Roblox characters in this environment. Not to mention, Robloxians are just big as hell, I guess. I did not know Baldi was this short compared to the average Roblox player. The game does get a little iffy with a lot of players, as sometimes Baldi can't decide who to chase. However, it's still fun either way. If you want to play some Baldi with friends, and you don't have a PC to play the actual Baldi's Basics, then this game is definitely worth a try. Maybe there's some other differences in this game that I missed. Overall, it just seemed like the same game, but the AI seemed a little off, I guess. I don't know, you're just gonna have to try it yourself. If I were to rate this game, I'd rate it 12 Baldis. Wow! It's like 3 sweeping times telling a story, and it's just a prize. Okay, so there are a lot of Baldi RP games out there. I guess there are just a ton of RP games for every major fandom. These games are just fairly easier to make rather than other genres. I mean, the people role-playing have to make their own stories rather than the devs, which is why RP games are so unique in that regard. On that note, I'm only going to be talking about Baldi Super RP Revival, just because that seems to be the most popular RP game out of the Baldi RP games. So if you had another crazy RP game in mind, I apologize. I know that RP is kind of perceived to be cringe, but I'm not going to act like I'm better than these people. I mean, if you look through my favorites, you could probably guess why. Ew. I mean, if you were there while I was writing my peak RPs, you'd understand, okay? I would not be surprised if Vince Gilligan joined my Roblox game on accident, saw me RP, and my peak writing inspired him to make the Better Call Saul ending. And anyways, Baldi Super RP Revival was made when the original Baldi Super RP got discontinued after the creator lost interest in it. The original Super RP still has a handful of players on it most of the time, so it's not like it's completely dead. I just know that more people are playing this revival than the original game. I did play both though, and they both generally share the same qualities. When I was playing the original, I just became sweeping time with some friends and kept spamming the same voice line over and over again. I don't know why this was so funny to us. It was literally just surprise! We didn't even get to see any cool roleplay. I mean, which is fair. I don't think anyone was really roleplaying at all in this game. Maybe Baldi roleplay goes crazy, but unfortunately, I didn't get to witness any of it. I was too busy doing this.
He's trying to escape so bad. But you can actually lock him.
I kinda just chalked up this game to something simple you could have fun with friends for a few minutes, but it actually has a lot of polish. You can access the forest, even this fun corn maze I absolutely swept in. It's sad that the developer lost interest, because they definitely had fun making this game. The revival is just kinda better though. Still no RP, I guess. I even tried to invoke some RP, still didn't get anything. Maybe it's just a skill issue on my part, but even with no RP, the game was still fun to mess around in. There was a lot of secrets in this game, and the game even encouraged you to seek them out by having you unlock new morphs with each achievement you got. Also, doesn't this gameplay just look fun? The movement for specifically #1 prize was surprisingly well done. It felt like I was playing that one Binding of Isaac car mod. What I'm trying to say is, there's a lot of effort put into this game, and you'd probably enjoy it for a bit even if you're not a level 100 super role player like myself. Now that I think about it, it's kinda weird how every big horror franchise has one really high quality RP game on Roblox. Has anyone noticed that?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to play this anymore, Taco.
He just got here.
Baldi Sword Fight is kind of an interesting one. It kind of plays like Dungeon Defenders, where you have to protect a crystal from a wave of enemies. Well, I'm assuming that's how Dungeon Defenders plays. The only knowledge I have from it is the Terraria crossover. Anyways, there's multiple characters you can pick from to defend this crystal. The characters, of course, all coming from Baldi's basics. Does this really need to be a Baldi game? I mean, the most powerful characters in this game aren't even Baldi characters. Same with the enemies, actually. Like, who the hell are these goblins? Why are they coming after my crystal? Better question, why does Baldi and Co have to work together to stop them? This game really confuses me, because it seems like they made a game where you defend this crystal from goblins, but then they decided halfway through to make this a Baldi game. I mean, I respect it. The playable characters in this are admittedly fun to play as. Playtime fights with her jump rope, Principal of the Thing fights with his pointer finger, and Baldi has a grenade. Personally, I think Baldi's grenade should be implemented in more of these games. The other characters are fine, I guess. I don't know. I actually didn't play as all of them. This game has a crazy grind. You have to guard this crystal for years, it seems like. And frankly, this game just isn't that fun after the third go. Not to mention, first prize is just the best character, so there's no point in picking any other characters. It also probably doesn't help that I spent $10 trying to progress faster for this video, and all I got was a better first prize. The best part of this game, to me at least, is having a full team of different characters though. I don't know, it's just fun to see. It's also kind of interesting to hear, as a lot of these characters use their voice lines a lot during their attacks. I don't know why this is so fun to stare at. It's like what crazy Baldi lore has happened for all the characters to be teaming up to slime an army. It's so funny to me. Other than that, this game's pretty well made. There's 4 main difficulties that each end at wave 15, and getting to wave 15 gives you both quarters and shards depending on your difficulty. The quarters give you character-specific abilities, which you can view in the shop, and the shards, if you have enough, could awaken your character. This is where most of the grind in this game stems from, and all it really does is give your character an ult move. Maybe the grind is worth it. This game is pretty much just like Marvel Rivals if it was good.
What? Oh my god, just go leave! Get out of here! Wait, he's on the roof.
Welcome to Baldi's Basics by INF BSodas. That's me.
I don't remember him saying that. Okay, if you know a lot about Baldi, then you might know that Infinite BSodas was kind of already a thing. Basically, it was a mod with default Baldi's Basics, where you could infinitely shoot sodas, with Baldi usually being faster to compensate, kind of turning the game into a first-person shooter. This Roblox game is that mod, but on Roblox. There's actually quite a few of these also on Roblox, where it's just kind of this pre-existing Baldi mod, but with multiplayer, I guess. I'm only going to be talking about this one though when it comes to the Baldi mods ported onto Roblox, as this one actually has some differences to it. First off, I played this during the month of December, so they were doing this winter event while I was playing. Pretty cool, as all my favorite characters finally got to wear something different for once. There was several modes, but I just played the default hide and seek, which kind of plays like Baldi's Basics, but with
INF BSodas.
The map was unique though. It was kind of just like this square you could loop infinitely. Yeah, this game is really easy. Surprisingly, this game doesn't buff Baldi in any way. If he approaches you at all, you can just send him to the opposite side of the map. Same with all the characters actually, except for one. If you play this game with friends, your BSodas won't collide with them, so you can't kill your friends unfortunately. This game actually has some Baldi Plus elements, which I don't really like, as I still feel like Baldi Plus should kind of be locked to its creator, but from what I've seen, it's just a few map designs, so it doesn't bother me too much. Back to the gameplay. Yeah, it's what you expect, I guess. There's a game mode called Fast though, and it just makes the game way more fun. As you can see by the gameplay on screen, it makes things way faster. Baldi still really wasn't too much of a problem. However, I got caught by the principal like 10 million times, because like Baldi, he was also CSGO surfing around corners and stuff, so I had to wait 55-second long timers to get out of detention, so I literally just quit at that point. Anyways, yeah, this game's fun. It does all the stuff that you'd want in a Baldi game, but
INF BSodas.
you could even go back to older versions of the game. From the ones that I've done, they kind of just seem better. Wait, what the fuck? They're using Baldi Plus stuff? Why? Didn't I just glaze you for—
You look in this corner, you can see Baldi gaming there.
That is good.
Baldi's Voxel game is Baldi but Minecraft. And not good Minecraft. I'm talking 2008 Minecraft where you could only really break and place blocks. That comparison is probably made a lot, but what are you gonna do with block games? It's always interesting to go into public servers in these types of games, cause you really get to see the mind of whoever was playing previously in the server. Like, look at this. This actually just looks like a brain. And like in all this mess, there is some cohesion. Look, you can even see a schoolhouse someone made over there. Even with the limited tools and placement range that you have, you could mimic the Baldi's Basics areas pretty well. I could definitely imagine Baldi's Basics originating as a voxel game, and it'd still have the player base it has today. Probably not if it was this though. This is just a mess. There is private servers though. I made this cool castle diorama with a horde of sweeping times surrounding it. I even made Spleef. That's pretty cool. Even having played this privately, I do think playing publicly is the way to go. It's very interesting seeing the blocks these kids place in a Baldi-induced haze. This definitely isn't a game you could spend a day on though. You won't be making peak here, which is actually a good transition for the next game.
Baldi right here. And then I'll put Evil Baldi right there.
Literally play.
Okay. This game's awesome.
Baldi's Basics Maker 3, yes, there's 3 of these games, is a sandbox Baldi game where you could make your own Baldi games, or play other people's Baldi games. It's honestly kinda crazy getting to play a game like this on Roblox. After all, this game is kinda like Roblox Studio, but for Baldi. I can definitely see this type of game as an official thing for Baldi's Basics Plus. It's got this official feel to it that you don't really get on Roblox. Yes, you could make your own Baldi fan games just through modding and stuff, But this game really just makes things way simpler, especially for the demographic that Roblox has. Okay, enough yapping. What do these games really have in store though? Okay, yeah, I'm fighting the rolling giant for some reason. Let's move on to the next game. Huh. Okay, maybe we sort by the most played. This is just Baldi's Basics. You know, you don't really have much tools to create non-Baldi related things on this. And I know, really stupid complaint, Thirsty Man gets mad at water, but you know, Baldi's Basics has kinda limited mechanics already, so it's kinda hard to make something new on this thing. But again, I haven't tried, nor have I played every game on this thing, so maybe I'm missing out on something good. After all, the devs seem to really love updating this game, so I'm sure someone out there has recreated Five Nights at Freddy's 1 perfectly, right? If you played this game and you know something crazy on it, please comment the name of it. I'd really love to see how the players pushed the limits of game creating here. I honestly can't talk about this game much more, to be honest. If I did, then I'd be covering other people's Baldi games, and I still have a lot more that I want to go over. But Baldi's Basics Maker might be one of the best Baldi games on Roblox, simply because it gives players the tools to make their own Baldi games. Hell, if I was just a Baldi's Basics YouTuber, I could definitely see myself going through a lot of these games and ranking them. But alas, I'm just a Roblox YouTuber.
Don't kill me!
I need this beat.
So, if you're a fan of my channel, you may have heard about this game, because all I talk about is asymmetrical Roblox games, which means I can talk about this a lot. If you don't know what an asym game is, it means one player versus many. Think Dead by Daylight or Forsaken. Or if you're just too damn innocent, you know those 1v3 Mario Party minigames? That's exactly what this game is, yes. In Baldi Frenzy, you either play as a student trying to wait out a timer before Baldi catches you, or Baldi himself trying to capture the students. The movement in this game is kinda weird. It's particularly jarring seeing Baldi just dead sprint like that after getting used to how he moves in other games. It makes some sense though, as this game is fast. Your characters move like they're running from Gmod Nextbots. You can crouch jump, and wall slide as a student, as well as collect items around the map to help you run away from Baldi. You could also collect notebooks around the map to have the timer go down faster, but most of the time the notebooks just get collected immediately, and you're forced to just hide the entire match as a student. Playing as Baldi though definitely puts you in a more active position. Shown before, you don't move like how you'd expect him to move. Instead, you get this dash meter that fills up as you jump, which has you lunge forward quite a bit, slapping your ruler as you do so. Baldi also can see the location of every door opening, like in the game, and you could even see like the Baldi's Basics Plus pop-up as a survivor every time you make a noise like this. The game is definitely going for a more hide-and-seek kind of thing, rather than a looping kind of playstyle. I mean, there's definitely still infinite loops in this game, but they're obviously not intended. Not to mention, this game isn't really trying to be serious like other asym games. There's almost never a normal round in this game. Sometimes you could be in space, you could be camping, Baldi could have a gun, or sometimes Baldi won't even be the one chasing you. It'll be this guy. This game doesn't really have any other Baldi's Basics characters other than Baldi, so seeing a character that only appears in one screen in Baldi's Basics Plus is honestly kinda crazy. I don't think he has a name in official Baldi lore, but in Frenzy he's called Troublesome. Troublesome plays kinda weird. He ditches the dash and just chases. He also turns off the lights wherever he goes. Fun. I'll let you experience this guy yourself though. Other than that, you can customize your Baldi or your student. I managed to turn my student into Baldi, which is kind of fun. As someone who primarily makes asym content, this is definitely one of the asymmetrical games I've played. I mean, it's really well made, and is definitely the closest to the source material than any other asym game I've played. It's just that there's not too much replay value in it yet. I do believe the devs are working to fix that though. Just looking through the future game modes, just like, oh my god, no way you're adding that much right. I mean, you probably are, but This game literally got updated as I was scripting this, so I had to redo most of it. If you're a fan of the other games I've talked about, definitely give this one a try. Plus, this game came out before the great asymmetrical craze of 2024, so you can't say this game is a forsaken copy or anything like that.
Release me! No, no,
Oh my god, you broke the glass.
Baldi's Basics, Play as Baldi, is kind of what it says in the name. You play as Baldi and kill students who enter the school. I know, so far this sounds pretty similar to the last game I talked about, but don't worry, it's not. Unlike Frenzy, Baldi moves how you think you would move, and you could even play as other characters. It's kind of fun playing this with friends, because you could synergize like crazy just to kill one student. It's awesome. You may be wondering what the point is in even playing student, and that's kind of fair. The student gameplay is definitely lacking. You just move around and collect notebooks. You can't even crouch jump. But if you collect notebooks, you get YTPs, which you could then use to buy more characters to then hunt down other students with. It's a simple solution, but it works pretty well, as you can't get YTPs as any other characters. Am I mad that I pretty much only played as Baldi, therefore I couldn't unlock Evil Leafy? Yes, but that's besides the point. Even though it's objectively worse quality than Frenzy, it's still fun. But anything is fun with friends, so what do I know? Speaking of friends, I played most of these games with my friends Chair and Goopy. I thought I'd bring that up now so you wouldn't be confused on who the two people were who were speaking in my transitions. Anyways, yeah, play Baldi Frenzy, then play this.
He's so useless.
push me away! Push me away, you asshole!
Oh my god, another asymmetrical game. It's actually over for this video. Baldi Multiplayer is a Baldi's Basics game, but multiplayer. It's never been done before, kinda crazy to be honest. The game, like the last two, has you pick between playing a student or as Baldi. To become a student, you have to step on this thing, which teleports you to the schoolhouse, where you then have to collect notebooks. And as Baldi, you have to kill the students before they collect the notebooks. You can play as other characters though in this game, so I'm not really... The game gives you a flashlight to compensate with the darkness surrounding you. What you see now is the same spawn from earlier, but less inviting. Touching the spawn pad will show you these humanoid shapes. They say some stuff, but I'll get back to that later. You get spawned into the schoolhouse like you would in a normal game, but you're alone this time. It's just you, and whatever the game is trying to lay in front of you. You're told by the chat to collect 11 notebooks, where it then kind of plays normal for a bit. Well, normal when it comes to other Baldi games. You wander the halls and collect notebooks. There's a noticeable lack of threats in this game. There's no principal, no playtime, no sweeping time. Surprise! I mean, sometimes this could happen. Or this. But nothing ever truly comes. As you collect the notebooks, you may notice the chalkboards on the walls changing to display different messages. I'm going to talk about them now, but do know, none of this is real. The story behind this game seems to be that a team of devs made a Baldi multiplayer game with only money in mind, filling it with game passes and microtransactions, all but one of the devs. You know, you could tell the evil devs like money because their name is $$. As the dev team continuously updates this game and it slowly dies out, they get more and more mad at their fan base, kinda seeming like every update they added didn't matter. Eventually, the one dev that wasn't in it for the money hacked it and turned it into this. The entire dev team left, leaving one. And what could this dev be doing, since it's not like this game is in the best state? Well, after collecting 10 notebooks, you aren't alone now. And jump scare warning, if you continue to wander the schoolhouse, and that's Baldi Multiplayer. I like this one, but I'm pretty sure the people behind this game are actually just evil. This is obviously just an ARG that a friend group put together. They're actually still continuing this ARG in other games, I'm sure, But I'm not going down that rabbit hole, since I already said they're evil, so forget this entire segment happened. You can actually play Baldi's Basics multiplayer for what it was before without the scary, because this game actually used to just be Baldi's Basics multiplayer, but then they turned it into this. Playing like the version that they put out without the scary, it plays really slow, so I'm not going to talk about it. But hey, at least Bendy is in it for some reason.
Look at what?
The
Well,
Baldi.
I instantly turned my back against him. He disappeared.
While I'm on the Baldi horror train, Baldi ENL is classic Baldi's Basics gameplay, but with different, scarier Baldis each match. Whenever you start a round of ENL, you'll gamble for stamina, items, whether the lights are on and off, and of course, the Baldi you're gonna face. There are multiple Baldis, each with their own gimmick. I'm not gonna go through all of them, of course, but here's some favorites. Quietus, who just moves really weirdly and sometimes doesn't make sound. S5's mother, who just kills the other characters, and I smiled ear to ear hearing the principal die. And of course, Baldi, who's just Baldi. Whenever you beat one of these Baldis, you'll get this screen, and it kinda counts as an ending, but I'm gonna be talking about the true ending. If you collect around 5 notebooks, and you go to the principal's office after seeing this text appear, you can interact with this crossed out wall, and face off against this thing. It's kinda weird having to go against an actual 3D model after running away from PNGs all this time. To defeat this thing, you have to do ball puzzles across the map, while actively avoiding this beast. They can teleport on these ink things, but they also give you these gate switches so you could get out of chase. This is really fun, actually. Baldi in this moves way faster than you, so closing a gate right on time honestly just feels amazing. After completing all the puzzles and escaping, you'll get this cutscene, which I totally didn't laugh at because Baldi characters look intentionally stupid. There is some lore here, but I'm not going to talk about it, just because I don't really know it. This is a badge for like a true ending that I didn't even know about until I finished playing this game, and as I'm recording this, no one else knows how to get it either, so I guess I'm stuck talking about the gameplay. The gameplay's fine. The boss fight ending thing is definitely a huge highlight for me, and I recommend this game solely off of it. Everything else though is kinda mid. There's a Baldi called Cypher, and their entire thing is that they're unpredictable. Their gameplay is literally just gambling, hoping they don't slime you out randomly. I'm just gonna move on to the next game, which is kind of a big one.
I'm getting on! Holy shit! No, save me. Grab me!
Okay, I literally don't know where to start with this one. The gameplay on screen really speaks for itself.
Oh.
You ever play Natural Disaster Survival on Roblox? Pretty classic game. It may even be a game you've seen if you've never even played Roblox. Thanks to the amount of clips of Robloxians dying in live leak-esque fashions thanks to these disasters. So imagine that game, but with Baldi. That's what Baldi Disaster Survival is, but with way more. I cannot state how much effort has been put into this game. It's frankly just silly how good this game is. It doesn't even feel like a Roblox game. If I saw a physical copy of this on store shelves, I wouldn't think anything of it. For one, all of the maps are now fully destructible Baldi themed maps, my personal favorite being Baldi's Fossil Fuel Factory, and the game has custom songs using the stupid Baldi's Basics instruments. You've been hearing some of them in the background of this video. The chutzpah this game has to be this high quality. It feels almost like an insult to the other games I've played on Roblox. If I told you this is Natural Disaster Survival, but with Baldi, you'd probably think it's just default Natural Disaster preset, but it gives the players a Baldi player model. And you'd rightfully think that, I'd think that too, but no, this game just has to be this good. You can ragdoll, you can roll, you can dance, you can buy gears, you can customize your Baldi. There's Baldi themed disasters, there's voice lines, there's goddamn boss fights. The lamps are Baldi, the tornadoes are Baldi, the moon is Baldi, the goddamn sun is Baldi. I am Baldi, you are Baldi, everything is Baldi! How could I even continue this video knowing that nothing could come close to beating this game? It's just peak. And you're telling me this is just the demo? Out of all the games I've mentioned, play this one first. You know what? Actually, only play this one. Because if you play this one first, you won't feel a need to play any other video game ever. It's just that peak. I guess that's it. Maybe. I guess the fact could be that Baldi is so popular on Roblox because of already popular games on Roblox, kinda working together as a telephone effect, maybe. But that still wouldn't explain how it started, right? Maybe it's just Baldi's simplistic design that creators could easily mimic. Or maybe it's like Five Nights at Freddy's, where something is really popular to kids, then when the kids grow up, they make incredible FNAF games. I don't know. I don't think I really learned anything here, to be honest. But that's because I wasn't trying hard enough! Clearly there are more Baldi games that could potentially answer this question. Screw the video ending. I'm continuing from this point on. Steal a Baldi is a game mimicking the steal a brainrot trend. You start out by collecting your Baldi character at these conveyors before moving it back to your base. To be honest, I haven't really gotten any of my Baldis stolen, nor have I stolen any Baldis myself, but that kinda doesn't change the game experience. For me, the true Baldi experience is collecting...
Surprise!